10 girls had to stand on horseback every single day. Below them, a swamp crawling with centipedes. One slip and you fall. You become fresh food for the swarm. I fought to keep my balance, moving in sync with the horse beneath me. But the horse kept going faster and faster, until every other girl fell. I was the only one who made it, so I was chosen to be the regent's bride. But the night before our wedding ceremony, he slipped me a cup of drugged wine with his own hands. When I woke up, I wasn't in the bed he'd prepared for me. I was in a military tent reeking of blood and sweat. Standing beside me was a cold, sinister man wearing a half mask. In his hand, a letter written by Regent Zhao Jing himself. The Ye family's daughter, in her wild as a horse, gifted to General Li, to secure the northern frontier. May the general train her well. Disregard our engagement. The letter drifted to the floor. I didn't shed a single tear. I just thought, cold as ice, Zhao Jing, in 3 years when I ride back to the capital with 300,000 northern soldiers, will that throne still be yours? I slapped Li Xiao clean across the face. The crack echoed through the entire tent. The general's head snapped to the side, that one eye blazing with pure disbelief and fury. Every soldier in the tent drew their blade. General Li, I'm the daughter of Duke Yejian. The regent may have placed me in your care, but that doesn't give a subordinate the right to put his hands on me. You're looking to die. Li Xiao slowly turned his head, 5 red marks rising on his cheek. He stared at me, that lone eye shifting from rage to scrutiny to something almost amused. Worthy of the old general's bloodline. He grabbed my chin as he said it. Zhao Jing said you're wild, told me to break you in. If you won't bow down, then take it standing. He let go and looked me up and down with that one eye. This camp doesn't carry dead weight, especially not spoiled little rich girls. You want to be treated with respect? Earn it. Someone take her to the stables. She scrubs every horse until they're spotless. Then she eats. I didn't fight it. I just fixed my gaze on Li Xiao, hard and cold. Fine, I went from heaven to hell, in the time it took to drain 1 cup. Zhao Jing, for the sake of that precious girl from the Prime Minister's mansion, you really didn't hesitate, did you? You thought throwing me into this hellhole would leave me rotting in the dirt. You're wrong. My father taught me, the ones who survive on the battlefield aren't the strongest. They're the ones who adapt the fastest. So I'll start at the bottom, in a stable, and claw my way back to the steps of your manor. The stables held 200 war horses, stomping, snorting, reeking of sweat and rotting hay. A soldier tossed me a brush and a bucket, turned and walked away without a word. Monsieur, if you're not done by sundown, you don't eat. He barely left before a group of stable hands crowded around me, eyes full of mockery. So this is the fancy girl from the capital? All soft and delicate? Can she even hold a brush? Wasn't she the regent's fiancée? How'd she end up dumped out here? A woman who got thrown away. Scrubbing horses is exactly what she deserves. I ignored them. I picked up my half bucket of water and walked toward the most magnificent horse in the stable. The general's mount, Scarlet Flame. He was the king of the herd. The moment I got close, he went wild, rearing up, front hooves high. That's the general's horse, vicious as fire. Nobody gets near him but the general. Hope the little lady doesn't get kicked to death. I didn't panic. I set the bucket at a safe distance, held my palm face up, and slowly brought it toward his nose, making a low, steady shushing sound. I was drawing on everything my father had taught me about calming a horse. At first, Scarlet Flame was all tension, a low warning rumble in his throat. But I didn't flinch. Slowly, he dipped his head and gently nudged my palm with his nose. I reached up and stroked his neck, running my hand along his coat. The tension in his muscles melted away. The laughter died instantly. The stable hands looked like their eyes were about to pop out. I picked up the brush, dipped it in water, and started on Scarlet Flame's back. Steady strokes, even pressure, hitting every spot just right. Scarlet Flame half closed his eyes in contentment, docile as a big cat. Once the king of the herd submitted, the rest of the war horses fell in line. I worked through them one by one, getting faster with every horse. The stable hands had come to watch me fail. By the end, shock had turned into genuine respect. By the time the sun was setting, drenching the whole camp in gold, I'd done the last horse. When I straightened up, my arms were screaming, my palms were raw and burning. But I stood straight. An older stable hand quietly handed me a rough bun and some water. Miss, you've got real skill. We respect that. I took a big bite and stared toward the command tent. Li Xiao, this is just day 1, just you wait. I stayed in that stable for half a month. In those 15 days, I became the talk of the northern camp. A pampered capital girl sent here as a plaything, who never cried, never begged, never broke, and somehow tamed every wild horse in the place. I didn't just groom horses. I mixed feed the way my father taught me, spotted hidden injuries the others missed, and when 2 horses came down with stomach issues, I fixed them with a handful of herbs. After that, my reputation in the stables peaked. They stopped calling me Little Lady. Now it was Miss Ye every time with full respect. Li Xiao seemed to have forgotten I existed. He never came back to the stables, but I knew he was watching. The soldier who'd escorted me here shadowed my every move. I was waiting for an opening. It came sooner than I expected. That day, a rare whiteout storm hit the north. Heavy snow, roads completely shut down. A guard rushed in with a report. The northern barbarians had used the blizzard to ambush an outpost. Alarms rang across the camp. Li Xiao suited up and mounted his horse, ready to charge out himself. I stepped in front of his horse. He yanked the reins. I spoke up. General, you can't move in a whiteout. These guys specialize in snow ambushes. This is a trap. What do you know? They hit my outpost, I hit them back 10 times harder. That's the rule here. Rules don't bleed, people do. My father always said, against the northern barbarians, timing beats bravery every time. You charge into that storm, you're handing them the win. That sent Li Xiao over the edge. He yanked out his riding crop and brought it down hard. I closed my eyes. The tip stopped less than an inch from my face. He spurred his horse to go around me. If you're determined to go, General, ride over me. He gripped the crop until his knuckles went white. We stood there. Then he grabbed me, dragged me into the command tent, slammed me to the floor, and pressed a blade to my throat. Yijin, you really think I won't kill you? The blade was ice cold. I wasn't afraid. You won't. Because I'm right. I pushed myself up and met his gaze dead on. They didn't attack that outpost for territory. They did it to lure you out. The outpost is gone. What matters now is protecting your main force. Wait for the storm to break, then hit back. Hit with the weather at your back. That's how you actually win. The blade stayed at my throat. That lone eye locked onto mine. A long silence. Then, slowly, he put it away. I'll give you this one. Stay in the tent. When the storm clears, if you're wrong, I take your head myself. The storm raged for 3 days and 3 nights. Li Xiao paced like a caged animal, lunging for the exit more than once. Each time, I held him back. General, a little longer. Let their patience run out before ours. On the 4th morning, the wind died and the snow stopped. A scout rode in hard, 30 miles out, in a canyon, signs of a massive northern barbarian force. They'd been waiting in that storm too long, men and horses exhausted. They were pulling back. The way Li Xiao looked at me, and it was different this time.